All right, guys. So I want to kind of do a quick introduction. Our guest today, our guest presenter is Carmen Hornberger. Carmen Hornberger is Wealth Maker's first six-figure ring earner. She hit her six-figure rings in 6 months, and also became an executive director, shareholder, legacy owner within a year following that. So congrats, Carmen, for amazing achievement and growing a very healthy team. By the way, guys, last month it was her personal best. She did $52,000 in personal production. So, Carmen, it's an honor to have you do the presentation today, and you're leading from the front and doing an amazing job. So, Carmen Hornberger.
Appreciate it, buddy. Well, now that we got all the technical difficulties out of the way, everybody can see my screen. So this is good. I hope I've got my other business partner, my Latina stallion on the line, so she can pronounce this Spanish word for me, which is the name of our team, Wealth Makers, but it's in Spanish.
Construende líderes. The building means building leaders.
Building leaders. I love it. So guys, everyone, what we are getting ready for is not just a national explosion, right? We are getting ready for an international explosion within Experior. The name of our team is the Wealth Makers, right? Because that's what we do. We create wealth for our clients, and we also create millionaires within our team. That's the goal. Let me get this, move that Zoom out of the way. Who are our partners, right? Of course, we are an insurance company, AKA a IMO, MGA, whatever it is that you're used to calling whoever it is that you go get hired with or get contracted with. This is the purpose of an IMO. This is what they do. They're the middleman between the insurance company and basically all of these wonderful contracts and partners. So these are all of our carriers, ladies and gentlemen, on the national side or on the North American side of our business, right? So I'm not going to go over all of these. I'm sure if we got some new, some new visitors or some new agents on the phone, I'm sure you can grab, a couple of these carriers and over here and feel right at home. This screen right here kind of talks about our partners, but mainly on the right hand side, it talks about how Wealth Makers are totally set apart from any other team within Experior. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that we have our own marketing division or marketing arm or marketing department internal within our own team. So that's just one of the things that makes Experior unique, but it makes our team unique, as a whole within Experior. Because I'm gonna piggyback on these Brandon suites in a second, but we've got the command center, which is the top one in red, and I'll showcase that in a second because I'm not going to be all day with this. And then we've got our second marketing suite, which is like I call it the command center on steroids, right? It's called the Digital Warrior. If you cannot get through the command center, don't even touch the Digital Warrior, right? Because that's going to take your business to the next level as far as branding, building out email templates, creating a website. Guys, we've got it all. We've got prospecting tools. We basically show you how to run your own business with inside of Wealth Makers. So it's very, very unique, what we got over here. But the main reason why I chose Experior is mainly because of this slide right here. Okay, I'm going to spend the most time really on this slide because it's important. I created a six-figure, 6-month agency program, basically built off the one component of this slide, which is ownership of your own clientele and ownership of your agency. you're going to run into a lot of people or a lot of agents, right? It's going to talk a lot of stuff about them thinking that they actually own what it is that they're building right now inside of wherever it is that, you know, that they are inside of WFG or any other marketing company. But I'm here to tell you, and me and Raza, we had to learn this. You know, it's not, you know, I don't want, you know, you guys got to put your pride aside, okay? Because all you have to do and all you have to tell people is, listen, you know, I'm not trying to ruffle your feathers. I'm just trying to see that you don't get hurt and waste your time and go through all this anguish and humiliation like I did the first 5 years in the business. So over here at Experior, you own your own book of business day one, right? And then once you get to a certain position within the company, which is a executive director, is when you actually have ownership of your own book of business. So what does that mean when I say, you know, ownership? That means because I thought that I had ownership at at the last firm that I was at, but when I left and when that team went on to, you know, continue to make sales, and when those sales, you know, got closed, I didn't make any money from those sales. So I quickly learned that ownership, especially when you're trying to build a team, is extremely, extremely important. So after you reach the position of executive director, you not only own your own business, but you actually own your own hierarchy code. Guys, this is huge, because this is, you know, this is where the money flows from. If you own the code, then you own the agency. And that's what we got over here at Experior. It's absolutely, absolutely incredible. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 silver. I think we've got 4 retirement legacy ownership programs. We've got a silver, we've got a gold, we've got a platinum, and we've got a platinum plus. Okay, so whoever invited you to the call, if you want to learn or get more information about our legacy program in depth, you just, you know, get back with the person that invited you. If it's me, then I'll go over it with you later. No big deal. This is also something that's huge. Okay, guys, if you ever I'll watch that what is that Apple movie, the Steve Jobs story. Pretty compelling, right? But we've got the same thing over here. So can you imagine being with Jamie Prickett and Leanne when they're, you know, thinking of taking over the industry, when they're like, you know what, to hell with Primerica. I'm just gonna blow this thing up, and I'm gonna give every agent, you know, the opportunity to, you know, own their own book of business, right? And just, set themselves apart, you know, in the industry, and really do some things for their family. Imagine if he gave you an opportunity to sit right there with him and his wife where they were building this thing, because this is exactly what this is. This is equity ownership shares. So I was lucky to get my 2,000 before this year was out. I think I need to ask Raza. I don't know what it was going to go down to, but right now this is kind of like the shareholder program. So you're going to get 1,000 shares if you hit your 6-figure ring, right? You're going to get another 1,000 shares if you get your $250,000 ring, and so on and so forth. So there's a total of 14,000 shares on the table over here at Experior. Pretty compelling. How many IMOs were you a part of in the past 5 years that gave you an opportunity to have this much ownership in equity? In equity ownership, rather. Here is what's also something that's different. Okay, the pay. I mean, I think I talked to maybe, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 agents a week, maybe sometimes more. The average income, or the average starting commission for any agent starting off fresh in the business, is anywhere between 35 to 55%. I just want you to focus your eyes to the left-hand side of the screen, right? So not only are we starting people off at 70%, but we now have 2 compensation plans. And what I like about this is that, you know, we don't have to have that, you know, that dirty connotation of, you know, the MLM in the industry, right? Because a lot of people don't want to hear that. a lot of people don't want to, be a part of that rah, 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 let's go recruit type mentality. And that's fine, because that's what I'm about. I'm about the whole rah, 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 right? Let's go out and build, a big team, and let's go out and, help a lot of agents, succeed, and a lot of families win. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to be self-employed, and they just want to be a producer, which is great, because still over here at Experior, you can still make six figures in 6 months, even on the, personal producer side, without even having a team. So you start at 70%, and the income still goes all the way up to 130. That's still a heck of a deal. But for us crazy people, right, like myself and Raza, and people that's been in the industry for a long time, that understand passive income and working a lot, smarter versus harder, we're still starting people out at 70%. But look at the grid. The team building side pays all the way out at 170%. So what that means is that for me, because I'm trying to build new leaders and experienced leaders. That's what I'm trying to do. So if I'm trying to do that, I can do that on both sides of the spectrum. And then even on the team building side, it doesn't how can I say, it doesn't make me shy away from going after a Teresa Delatooth, who you're going to hear from in a minute, or won't stop me from going after a Raza Begg, right? Because the right side of this compensation plan, even after Raza gets to be a executive director and I promote him to that, right, I still get another 14-7, right? I still get this second generational override on his organization, even after he and I are at the same 115% compensation level. That's another reason why I'm over here, because I can go out and recruit agencies now and still get a 14-7 to 3 to 2% to 1% generational override on their whole agency. That's huge. These are these ring requirements. I mean, I got one of these big old rings. I just kind of, wear them. I can't wear them every day because somebody will knock me over my head for it, but it's okay. These are the rings. I hope you guys can hear me because you're not laughing. So that's okay. We've got $100,000 ring, right? We've got a $250,000 ring. We've got a $500,000 ring. And now they just added this $750,000 ring, which is absolutely insane. But that's just what we got going over here, right? So stay protected. I'm sure everybody on here has plenty of life insurance. So just be careful, right? It's a lot of bling with these rings. I don't want anybody to get hurt making money over here. Look at these cute awards. Aren't these awesome? I cannot wait to get my gold coin. These are special gifts and special tokens by yours truly, which is from Irana, which is our first lady of Wealth Makers, Raza's wife. And Raza have created these personal awards just for our team, right? So we've got the Sales Beast Award, we've got the Drop the Mic Award, and then we've got the gold coin for the executive director. So just a little personal token of them, and what they wanted to give to certain team members that reach these promotions. This is absolutely insane. When they created this after I did my ebook, I'm like, what the heck? I wanted to be a co-author. So this kind of lets an agent, right, once they reach a certain position, and I don't know what the position is. What is it, buddy? What do they have to hit? SM or what, in order to be an author? But I'll let him share that in a minute. But at any rate, you get to be a co-author on a book that Raza and Imrana created, right? So you can just, they'll, once you get promoted, they'll drop your name as a co-author, and you can just hand the book out, as just being a conversation piece. It just kind of makes you look a lot more credible in the business. I thought that was kind of neat. Here are company trips, right? So we're As far as being a traditional IMO, absolutely. We've got the carrier trips and we've got our personal convention trips, right? That obviously everybody wants to qualify for. So this was last year's trip to Mexico, and it looks like we are going to Mexico again this year. I'm gonna get to that slide in a second. For all the women that are on the line, this is the beautiful Imrana. She is Raza's wife, and she has created a female movement inside of Experior called Empower Her. I'm absolutely embarrassed because every time I look up on the first Thursday or second Thursday, I'm running around either at lacrosse practice or just, working or just doing something. But I've heard so many remarkable things about this meeting and what what Imrana is doing for support for all female leaders all across Experior. So this is incredible. And this is our next trip, right? So this is our next trip. All of us are, driving for this and cranking down on this now before the end of the year closes. And this is Mexico again in 2025. I don't know exactly where this private resort is, but I'm sure it's going to be just as wonderful as the one last year. And here's going over the personal production. Okay, I'm not really going to go over this, guys. All I know is that if you're new to Experior, what you want to do is go for that it's halfway through the year, right? But if you anybody that's shooting for that 6-figure ring, more than likely, if you get a 6-figure ring, you're going on the trip. So you guys can look at these, you can kind of look at these requirements, but pretty much at a minimum, you make 6 figures this year in Experior. I'll see you in Mexico. Okay, it's pretty much bottom line. This is our next event in Canada. This will probably be the last international event or convention for Experior, and so we will be in Canada in Toronto, July the 16th through the 18th. So we'll be gone all next week. And you talk about exciting, guys. You never want to miss a event at Experior, whether it's the national convention, or our annual or national convention, or our mini convention, right? So anybody that can't go with us next week, you can most definitely plan for this. I cannot even tell you how important the Texas takeover is. Not only is the state of Texas a central location for pretty much, everybody coming and going, in the United States. I know Atlanta is a major hub, but Texas is an even bigger hub, and it's a lot more affordable. So I think that our next convention is going to be in Texas, but back on this Texas takeover, we've got two, I call them a mini convention every year within Experior. This one is our second one. We just had one in April, and then this is the one coming up in November. So it's not as big as our annual convention, but I like it because it's more intimate. We still have a good group of carriers that come. You can, meet them, get special one-on-one, attention from them. And, it's just a great way to not only, Jamie comes down as well, and, some other leaders. So, the CEO does come down, but it's just a better, more intimate way to kind of get to know your team, build your team, and still have, all the leadership be present. So it's just a fun time. So I look forward to seeing you guys November 7th and 8th and 9th. All right. Anybody speak Spanish on the line? Anybody have ties to a Spanish or Latina market? Because we are not only in Puerto Rico, but we are also in Mexico. So can you imagine, guys, waking up one day and getting paid getting a direct deposit in a totally different currency, or having a team in a totally different country in a language that you don't even speak? You guys just get on Zoom and you got to have an interpreter or something, but they're down there in Puerto Rico or in Mexico, or I think we're going, all throughout Asia next. But it's just an exciting time. To be an Experior is just an unbelievable, exciting time right now. And we're still growing. We only have, I think to date, only 5,000 agents, and that's internationally and nationally. So still very, very young, and still very, very in inception. Okay, my favorite part. Well, not favorite part, my second favorite part. The money's my first part. The second, my third favorite part is how we help clients. This is, guys, Experior is not a traditional IMO. I'm going to keep going through these slides, but how we help clients, I just want for you, as I'm going through these slides, I want for you to think about your book of business. And I want for you to think about not only the clients that you have right now, but the clients that you can go and talk to as I'm going over the products and services that, that we offer here. So obviously, we offer term coverage, right? I'm going from left to right. We also offer our clients the ability or a way to save their money outside of the outside of the market, so that we can stop the bleeding. Those are 401k rollovers, right? So we have those. We also have tax-free retirement accounts. So we sell these based upon a slogan called the TFRA, or the tax-free retirement account, and we sell IULs. We make children millionaires by the time they're in their late 40s or 50s with this program, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. I have a training on this every Tuesday from 9:30 to 10:30 every Tuesday. We do IUL and annuity training. On the permanent coverage side, obviously, that's whole life and final expense. And the training that you're about to get today is going to be over IBC, which is over the infinite banking concept. Just hold on to your hat for that. It's going to be excellent. I can't wait. We've got affordable health coverage. So we do it all over here. We do the ACA, we do Medicare. We've got a home for everybody. Debt consolidation. Can you imagine helping your clients actually pay down their debt, and you guys get paid a commission on that? We've got that. Debt medic, employee retention credit, right? So if you know any business owners in your family and they were in business in 2020, in 2021, not only can you get them up to $26,000 per employee, but we also have the self-employed tax credit as well, right? So what the SETC does is it actually gives an individual 1099 worker, right? So your hairdressers, your massage therapists, your barbers, your clinical therapists, your, anybody that's just a single, your boutique owners, anybody that just owns a business and it's just them, they can get up to $32,000 a year now, back from the federal government. If they were in business, same thing in 2020 and 2021. If they had COVID, or if they took care of somebody that had COVID, they can get a what's also called an employee tax credit. We also do assets under management. Okay, so if you want to go and get your Series 65 and do tactical investments and have AMU, you can most definitely do that over here as well. The name of our the name of our security arm over here is called Global View. You guys know any clients that need a will or a trust? You're setting up an IUL and the death benefit is over $900,000. It may be a good idea to talk to your clients about a trust. You just want to open up a conversation with your clients, talk to them about the amount of money that they have in their estate. Ask them if they have a will. Ask them if they've ever thought about creating a trust for their business, right? So we've got net law to do that for a fraction of a dollar. I think I paid about $2,900 for my trust and my will combination back in 2010. This company does it for about $620. We've got Legal Shield and legal services, right? So your business owners with rental income or whatever, they can't get a tenant out of there. Get them in Legal Shield and you make a commission on that. Credit repair services. A lot of people now are trying to repair their credit, right? And they're telling you, oh yeah, I need to pay off some debt, or I need to, get my credit score back up before, I think about my retirement. Now you can help them. This Aflac, this is a monster. Can you think of a better way to have an open-ended conversation, or just, have a conversation with a business owner about, their employees? This is just a door opener. Just use Aflac and our partners over here at Experior to help you create a script to talk to business owners. This is the income model, guys. This is how I made the six figures in about 6.5 months. I did it by doing the number 2 design. right? But we've got a lot of agents over here that are making part-time income and, over, almost $64,000 a year, just part-time, seeing just two to three families a month. And now you guys see how they're doing it, right? So I know we start off at 70, but just to get to 85%, all you got to do is just sell $10,000 in annual premium. So this is an example of a person doing just two sales, two life insurance policies at around $300 per month. This is pretty much what that average sale looks like and what that yearly income looks like. Pretty incredible, right? So on average, I try to write at least 14 policies per month, right? And my agency is growing, which is reflecting on number 3. So now that I got promoted, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to scale. So if I can build my team up to 15 agents and get and help, excuse me, and help Dominique and help Solis and help Teresa get to $7,200 in premium every single month, look at what my override is going to be per year. And that's only on a 20% override. That's a passive income of a little bit over 200, a little bit over 250,000, with just me helping 15 agents duplicate what they did in number 1, in example number 1. Pretty incredible over here. That's because we're starting people out at a decent commission. So I'm at the end of the presentation. I want to basically say to everybody that has a license on the call, whoever invited you, whatever questions that you have on anything that you saw, please get back to the person that invited you, right? If you are not licensed, still get back with the person that invited you, because we can get you a 70% off, but you got to join us first, right? But we can get you a 70% off discount code to take, in order to take the life and health license. It's 200 questions. You only got to get 150 of them right. And we wish everybody, the best of luck.